Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the relationships in Power BI. Let's see what are the relationships in Power BI. Yeah. The relationships are used to join the tables together. So here I'm taking the three different tables: customer, sales, and calendar. So in the customer table, I have collected the data regarding the customer name and customer ID. So coming to the sales, I have collected order date and ship date, sales ID and customer ID. Coming to the calendar, I'm using the data of index, date, day, and the month. So here we are going to find out having the relationship between the tables. So here I'm declaring I'm taking the three different tables regarding the customers, sales, and the calendar. So here in the calendar, date, and in the customers, customer ID, and in the sales, customer ID, and the order date. These are having somewhat relationship between other tables. So coming to this calendar and the sales, the date is having the somewhat relationship between sales, like in the order date, it is having some relationship. And coming to the customers and the sales data, having the customer ID and here also having the customer ID. So these two columns has having somewhat relationships. Okay. Yeah. So here we are going to join many different types of tables and calculating it is having somewhat relationship between with other data. Yeah. And the relationships in Power BI or we are creating relational database such as Microsoft SQL Server and data warehouse databases and SQL Server analysis. You can also use this all type of platforms for the relationship to find out thing and creating of this relationship databases. Yeah. These are the benefits of using the relationship databases, and here it refines table structure and minimize the redundant data. And it enables the connection between a pair of tables that are logically related to each other. These are the benefits of using this relationship of concept in this Power BI. It's creating of relationships. Yeah. There are two ways to create the relationship in Power BI. The first one is creating relationships using auto detect, and the next one is creating relationships manually. So let's see what is the using of this auto detect. When data is imported into the model, like when you are going to import the different types of data sources into this Power BI desktop, so that data will be imported and we are creating the model, and then Power BI automatically creates the relationships. Like if I am including different types of data sources like customer sales and sales customers and different types of marketing, these are the different types of like data sources, right? So when I am importing all these data sources into the model, the Power BI automatically creates the relationship between those tables. Okay. And if then create calculated tables, or when you're using the enter the data, like adding of new tables, uh, when you're using these type of changes into your data, then relationship will not execute in this. Okay. And this auto detect is the best one to using of this relationship data relationships in the Power BI. And we need to adjust after it runs also. This is like auto detect without giving of your like without entering of any different types of queries. It can directly and automatically create the relationship between those tables when you are importing the data into the model. Okay, and this is about the auto detect relationships. And the next one is creating relationships manual. This is the easiest way to create a relationship between two tables is to drag a column from the first table and that related column in the second table. And then you have to join both columns. If the data is valid, then it directly creating a relationships and the columns will be connected. Okay, these are the relationships creating. These two different types of relationship creating. The first one is auto detect, and the second one is creating relationships manually. Yeah. Next, cardinality. Let's see what is cardinality. This cardinality also one of the concept using in the relationships. So here, this cardinality refers to the relationships that one table has with another table. So here we are having four different types of cardinalities. First one is one to one and one to many to one and many to many. Okay. In the one to one, what is one to one? Like one is to one. In one to one relationship, both tables, like first table and the second table, or first table, second table, and third table, any tables. So here we are any number of tables we can use in the relationship, right? So whatever the data tables we are calculating, for that both tables in the relationship having only one instance of the value, then we can call it as one to one cardinality relationship. And the next one is one to many. This is the same way as many to one also. So here we are declaring that one to many is the first table, it is having only the one, and for the second table it is having the many instant values to having the relationship. Okay, one to many. And coming to the many to one, here many to one means that one table can have more than one instance of value, more than one instance of the value used in the column to join other table. Okay, that other table would have only the one value. The other table would have only the one instant value. Okay, then we can call it as many to one, many to one cardinal. And the last one is many to many. It eliminates the requirements of the distinct values in the tables. It is like having many different values, many different instant values of one table to one table is like having the relationship between both tables are like uh, combining with many different values. Not only the one, it requiring of many values. Yeah, this is many to many. One to one, many to many to one, and one to many. These are the four different types of cardinalities. Yeah, here is an example of one to many, how it will be formed, and one to one, and one to many to one, and many to many. So here I am declaring, like I have chosen the data of sales, customer, employee, and employee additional details, inventory, data. So here one to many, in the table of sales, I am declaring the customer ID. So here in the customer ID in the sales and customer ID in the customer table, it is having the relationship. This both tables having the relationship of customer IDs. So in the sales customer ID, there are many instant values, and coming to the customer table, it is having only the one value. So we can call it as one many to one coordinate. Okay, many to one coordinate. And coming to the one to many, in the customer ID, we'll have only the one. And in the sales, we have many instant values of using the customer ID column. So then we can call it as one to many instant values. One to many instant values. This is one to many coordinate relationship. And the next one is one to one. In the column employee ID and here also employee ID, there are two different tables, employee and employee additional details. Here we are having the relationship between these employee IDs with only one instance. With only one instance. Then we can call it as one to one coordinality, like 1:1 coordinality. And the next one is many to many. In the inventory, I am declaring the column as product, and in the sales table, I am taking the product name. Name of the products or some of having the relationship between the inventory table and the sales table. So here I have many instant values, and in this product name also I am having the many instant values. So then these two columns having the relationship. Yeah. Then these two columns having somewhat the relationship in the table of sales and the another table of inventory. So these two tables are having relationship. Then we can call it as many to many coordinate. Yeah, many to many coordinate. This is about the relationships and how it can form in the Power BI. Like after importing of the data and then we are getting that data into the model. After the model, for that tables, if it is having different types of coordinality relationships, and what are the relationships? Like what are the different types of coordinalities? Like one to many to one, and one to one, and many to many. There are four different types of coordinalities by based on the data, like by based on the data whichever we have imported. Based on that, it can form the relationship between those states. Yeah. This is about the relationships in Power BI.